The multiplicity of children in the military camps during the Liberation War is evidence that our liberators had not learned about, number one, the issue of sexually transmitted diseases. Number two, the issue of family planning. Follow me closely. That means there are people who died in the war, not from bullets, but from sexually transmitted diseases. The question is, are they heroes, those people? Are they heroes? The second issue is these girls which went to the war could not be married in the battlefront because it was not allowed in the code. You can't marry another soldier and start a family in the battlefront. So what it means is most of them hopped from one relationship to the other, and some of them simply became promiscuous, sleeping with this one and sleeping with that one. Imagine a vulnerable 16 years old girl who slept with an army general yesterday, tomorrow is being called by a different army general. Would she say no? Obviously, she could not say no. But these who are sleeping with these girls are brothers because of the war. If I remember correctly, they told us that we treated female soldiers as our sisters. So the sisterhood crumbled. When they arrived at Chimoyo, they became their wives. They became their mistresses. How many men did these women sleep with from the time they arrived until the war ended? The scripture says, and according to the law of godliness, I can't date a woman that Pastor Baloy dated. It can't be possible. If Pastor Baloy tells me this girl was once my girlfriend, from that day onwards, she is now my guru or my nini for the rest of our lives. That's true brotherhood. But we are talking about normal human beings now. We are not talking about animals. Remember? So what happens when this girl is being used by different men in the same battleground? What happens is, verse 25, the land becomes defiled. And God will visit the iniquity upon such a defiled land. And for that cause, the land vomits out her inhabitants. Highlight that part. How many inhabitants of our land have been vomited from Zimbabwe? Everyone is a refugee of some sort. If you are not an economic refugee, you are a political refugee. Or you are a spiritual refugee, whatever you want to call yourself. But as long as you are not in Zimbabwe, you are a refugee of some sort. How do we deal with this situation, Apostle Chiwenga? Because we can't ignore it. It happened. The first issue is that our government needs to open a commission of inquiry to establish those who are dead and those who are still alive. How many women gave birth to children, but they went to war. They went out of the country to prosecute the war, to participate in the armed struggle. How many gave birth to children? Are those children alive? Where are those children? As organized as Zanu PF is, they can't recognize, they can't remember who actually participated in the war. It was Tony Rice's job to knock at every woman who fought the war alongside his mother, to fill an affidavit, to declare Hilda Mayeka as a liberator. That is shameful. As a person, I am ashamed to be a Zimbabwean. Because if somebody participated in such a great effort, it can't be forgotten. Even Pastor Baloy, if I live for the next 100 years, and Pastor Baloy leaves this world 2 years or 1 year from now, his grandchildren cannot come to me for me to fill an affidavit that he was a pastor in GRM. It's embarrassing. It must be common knowledge. We can't stop talking about him. We worked together. That's not disputable. So these comrades who fought alongside Hilda Mayeka, when they went to receive their own paychecks, they forgot that someone they were fighting alongside is no longer alive. Havana kuzviona here kuti pana asipo. Nyorai Hilda Mayeka, mumpe mari yake, munopa mhuri kwake, ane mwana anoda kuenda kuchikoro. Comrade Mandichimene, you failed your comrade. It's embarrassing. Kuti munhu anotaura kuti ndaienda kunotsvaga kuti mai vangu vadeclare kuti vakarwa hondo. Ivo vakanga vari mukadzi wapresident. Now, kana vakanga vari mukadzi wapresident vakakanganwikwa, ko vakanga vasina runako rwaHilda Mayeka. But kuti uonekwe unge uine chauinachoka. Kune vanenge vakashata saApostle Chiwenga vari kuti vari kuenda vari kudzoka hazvioneke. Ivo kana vafa pazina. Pastor Baloyi. Kana usina kumboita zvako kana girlfriend yapungu zvake. Haiwa, kutofa warova.
Yeah, but Apostle, one other thing which is disheartening is the fear around the whole matter.
Yes.
That even the war veterans themselves,
they are afraid.
They are afraid to challenge the matter, to say, here are the children, let's talk about it and also let's address it.
When you have an organization that cannot self-introspect, it's not a strong organization, it's a cult. Even in our church, you must be able to come to me and say, Apostle, we want you to explain this to us. How did this happen? How are these things happening? This is a serious matter. Many graves contain the remains of those who died in the battlefront. And then it's not addressed. Everyone is saying, this matter is serious. My second demand is that there be compensation both to the women who were abused. Firstly, the government must pay part of that compensation. It is the government that censored these women for the past 45 years. Our government is complicit. But we must also hold the perpetrators accountable. They must be garnished if possible, so that they make a contribution to hold them personally liable. Nobody went to war in search of women. Makanga maenda kutsvaga vakadzi here baba. Kuizvi makazozvitanga sei? Takanga tiri kuhondo kani. And then we must compensate these children for the horror that they went through to this day. This must be done also by the government. The government must compensate, not create these fake organizations where they are given fake posts that are of no consequence to their future families. These people are traumatized. We must say, shame on us. But our government has been like this from the beginning. 12-year-old girls, 10-year-old girls are getting pregnant right as I speak now in churches like the Marange Church. And our government knows it. Our government gets votes from Marange Church. They will never speak about it. Think about it. If Pastor Baloyi had gotten a 12-year-old girl pregnant, how many people be talking about it every day? Marabauma, maprofita, maprisite kwa marangi. Kutaura kuno vari kugara nevana, vane ma 12 years, vane ma 13 years. Some of them are dying trying to give birth. They do nothing about it. They say nothing about it. You understand? But what they do is when they see somebody who is vocal and they can't pin anything on him, they create stories that are funny and they push it so much, trying to rile up the crowds to speak against you and causing you to forget the important issues in our society. One raid at any time at Marange Church, the police can come back with not less than 100 children who are being used by elderly men as wives. ZANU-PF knows about it. They do nothing about it. Mutendi bullies so many people who come to him and challenge him. He keeps guns in his house. So many people were harassed. Some even died mysteriously. He has never been investigated. Mutendi, animal hooligans ake. How many buses of the Zion Church overturned and killed the Zion people? Number one, have you ever heard about an investigation? Have you ever heard him being called to the police station? Nothing. Because those are their comrades. But we are not going to stop talking about this.